If lately you have been carrying an anxiety you cannot fully explain, a quiet restlessness underneath everything, or the strange feeling that somehow you do not feel like yourself anymore, I want you to stay here with me tonight. Maybe your life looks almost normal from the outside. You get through the day, you answer the messages, you do what needs to be done, you keep moving. But inside something feels different. You feel disconnected from yourself, from your direction, maybe even from the things that once made you feel alive. And there are moments when you wonder, quietly, when did I become so far away from myself? There may even be a part of you that knows you are meant for something different, not necessarily a completely different life, but a different way of being inside your life. More present, more peaceful, more certain, more like you. If you recognize yourself in these words, do not try to fix anything right now. You do not need to understand everything tonight. Just allow yourself to be here, because underneath the anxiety, underneath the exhaustion, underneath that feeling of disconnection, there is still a part of you that remembers exactly who you are. And tonight, we are going to find that part again. Somewhere inside you there is a version of your life that is already complete, already whole, already living in the exact reality your soul came here to experience. And tonight you are going to meet that version of yourself, and you are going to bring everything that self already knows back into the body that is breathing right now. Settle into a position that lets your body feel held, whether you are lying down or sitting, and allow your eyes to close gently, softly, like a curtain lowering at the end of a long and beautiful day. Take one slow breath in through your nose, and as the air fills you, feel it carrying calm into every corner of your being. And as you release that breath, feel the weight of the whole day pouring out of you and dissolving into the space around you. Take another breath, even slower this time. And as you inhale, imagine you are drawing in pure golden light, light that is intelligent, light that loves you, light that knows exactly where in your body it is needed most. As you exhale, allow that light to spread, moving through you like warm water, finding every open space. And with each breath you are becoming softer, heavier, more relaxed, more willing to let go of everything you have been holding. You are safe here, completely safe, and this is a sacred space that belongs only to you. A space where nothing is required of you except to receive. Bring your awareness gently to the very top of your head, and feel a soft warmth beginning there. A glowing relaxation that melts away every trace of tension. Let that warmth flow down across your forehead, releasing the space between your eyebrows, softening your eyes, letting your jaw fall loose and easy. Feel it move down through your neck and across your shoulders. And as it touches your shoulders, imagine them dropping, releasing, letting go of every burden they have carried without you even noticing. This light continues to travel, moving down your arms, through your elbows, into your wrists and your hands, all the way to your fingertips, and everywhere it touches becomes calm, becomes still, becomes completely at peace. Allow this feeling to expand, and notice how with every part of you that relaxes, your awareness begins to grow, reaching gently beyond the edges of your physical body, as if you are becoming larger than the form you usually live inside. The golden light now flows into your chest, and here it pauses, resting over your heart, filling the center of you with a warmth that feels like being loved without condition. Let your chest rise and fall in its own gentle rhythm, and feel this warmth spreading across your ribs, into your upper back, down into your stomach, softening everything, unwinding everything, inviting your whole torso to release. The light moves down into your hips, into the base of your spine, into all the places where the body quietly stores the pressure of living, and it dissolves that pressure now, easily, effortlessly, like sunlight melting frost from the ground at dawn. Feel it flow into your thighs, warm and heavy and calm, down through your knees, into your calves, into your ankles, and finally into your feet and your toes, until every single part of you is glowing, relaxed, and completely at rest. You are here now, fully present, held in a field of light, and your breathing is slow and deep and peaceful. And as you rest in this deep stillness, you begin to sense that your awareness has expanded far beyond the vehicle of your body. And this is exactly as it should be, because the real you, the consciousness that is listening to these words, was never limited to the form you inhabit. Your body is a beautiful instrument, a vehicle you chose to experience this physical world, and it collects sensation and translates it into the life you know. And tonight it has served you perfectly by carrying you into this quiet moment. There is so much more available to you than the ordinary edges of your daily sight, so many more possibilities waiting just beyond the reach of your familiar mind, and you are ready now, truly ready, to move toward them. Feel how safe you are as your consciousness begins to lift and float, gently, weightlessly, like a feather resting on a current of warm air, and notice that before you, in your mind's eye, a soft light begins to appear, and it takes the shape of a window suspended in the space in front of you, glowing with a pure and radiant brightness. This light is strong, almost luminous enough to fill your entire field of vision, and yet as you gaze into it you feel only comfort, only warmth, only the deep and certain knowing that this light is calling you home to a part of yourself you have been ready to meet for a very long time. Feel your consciousness drawn toward this window, and with each moment you move closer, a profound peace washes over you. A peace that tells you that everything is about to change in the most beautiful way. You reach the threshold now and you see yourself. Placing your hands upon the frame of this glowing window, and you open it, and you step through, and as you do you find yourself entering a tunnel filled with soft radiant light. A tunnel that warms you, that holds you, that surrounds you completely with the feeling of love and peace and total safety. Turn your awareness for a moment and look back through the window you just passed through, and see the physical body you inhabited only moments ago, resting exactly where you left it, calm and protected, wrapped in that same golden light, waiting patiently for your return. That body is your earthly vehicle, the tool through which you have been reading the language of this physical world, and it is safe, it is loved, it is held, and it will remain perfectly cared for while your consciousness travels a little further along this luminous path. Turn back now toward the source of the light and continue moving forward. And as you move you become aware of the gentle motion of your own awareness, gliding effortlessly through this warm and living brightness, and with every moment you feel lighter, freer, more expansive, more yourself than you have felt in a very long time. Your infinite mind is capable of reaching into infinite possibility, into the vast field where every version of your life already exists, and you are moving into that field right now, carried by nothing more than the pure intention of your own consciousness. Ahead of you the tunnel begins to open into a wide and spacious realm, a place that feels both entirely new and deeply, achingly familiar, and here in this luminous space, you begin to perceive other forms, other vehicles, other versions of the life your soul could live. Some of these forms look very much like the body you know, and others carry differences you can sense more than see, differences in the way they hold themselves, in the light they carry, in the quiet confidence that radiates from them. Take your time here and let your awareness move slowly through this field of possibility, feeling the nature of each of these versions of yourself, sensing the energy each one holds, allowing yourself to be drawn naturally toward the ones that feel most aligned with the life your heart has always known was waiting for you. There is no rush in this place, no clock, no pressure, only the soft unfolding of recognition, and you can linger as long as you wish, letting each version of yourself reveal its gifts to you in its own gentle time. Some of these forms carry a deep and settled peace, a stillness that lives in the chest and the belly, a calm that no storm could ever disturb. Others carry a bright and joyful vitality, an aliveness that dances in the eyes, a lightness that seems to lift them slightly off the ground. And still others carry a quiet and unshakable abundance, a certainty in the body that says every need is already met, every door is already open, every good thing is already flowing toward them. Feel yourself moving among them, drawn forward by your own longing, guided by the wisdom of your soul, which has always known exactly which reality it came here to inhabit. As you move through this space of infinite possibility, notice that one of these versions begins to stand out from all the others, glowing a little brighter, calling to you a little more strongly, and you feel your awareness turning toward it, drawn as though by an invisible thread woven from your own longing. This version of you carries every quality your soul has been reaching toward, every strength, every peace, every certainty you have sensed was possible but have not yet fully lived, and as you approach it you begin to perceive what makes it so different, so luminous, so magnetic. Perhaps it radiates a confidence that needs no proof, a calm that comes from knowing it is safe in the universe, a steadiness that money and circumstance can never shake. Perhaps you sense that this version of you has released the old fears, the old doubts, the quiet contractions that used to live in the body, and in their place there is only openness, only trust, only a deep and unshakable belonging. Move around this luminous self and examine it from every angle, and notice the beliefs it holds, beliefs that align perfectly with the reality your consciousness has chosen, beliefs that say abundance is natural, safety is your birthright, love is always flowing toward you and through you. Notice how healthy this version feels, how vibrant, how alive, how at home inside its own skin, and let yourself feel a growing excitement, a rising sense of recognition, Because this is not a stranger you are meeting, this is you, the truest you, the you that has always existed in the field waiting for the moment you would finally turn toward it. And now, when you feel ready, when you feel that quiet inner yes, use your consciousness to step forward and enter this upgraded version of yourself, to slip into it the way you might slip into a garment made exactly to your measure, and feel how it fits, how it holds you, how it welcomes you home. Feel the difference the moment you step inside, the immediate lift in your energy, the sense of hope, the surge of quiet excitement, the way the world begins to look different through these new eyes. From inside this vehicle, notice how reality itself feels changed, how challenges seem smaller and possibilities seem nearer, how a steady inner voice reminds you again and again that you are safe, you are capable, you are already whole. Stay here for several long moments and let every sense come alive within this new form. Let yourself feel what it feels like to move through the world as the version of you that has already arrived, the version that no longer strains or forces or begs, the version that simply receives, the way the earth receives the light of the morning without ever having to reach for it. And as you rest inside this radiant self, a gentle truth begins to rise within you, the understanding that this reality was never far away, never years in the distance, never something you had to earn through struggle, but simply a frequency you had not yet settled into, a channel your energy had not yet fully tuned toward. And now in this sacred moment, you are tuning toward it completely. Let yourself remain here a little longer, breathing as this new self breathes, feeling as this new self feels, and allow a deep and quiet knowing to settle into the very center of your being. The knowing that everything your soul has longed for already exists within the infinite field, and that your only work was never to force it into being, but to align your energy with what was already there. Science calls this field the quantum field, the sea of infinite possibility from which every reality emerges, and the sacred traditions across every age have called it the heart of the Creator, the living presence from which all life flows, and these are simply two languages describing one single truth, one single love, one single field of endless becoming. You do not have to choose between the wisdom of the mind and the faith of the heart, because here in this luminous space they meet as one, and you can feel that oneness now, holding you, guiding you, reminding you that you were never separate from the source of all that you desire. Feel how this new self trusts completely, how it rests in the certainty that it is held by something vast and loving, how it moves through life not as someone chasing a distant dream, but as someone gently receiving what has always been theirs. And now, from within this state of deep alignment, allow yourself to speak a series of sacred truths, not as pleas, not as wishes, but as declarations of what already is, spoken from the throne of your own awakened consciousness, spoken with the full authority of the divine light that lives within you. I am already whole, and the reality my soul chose is already mine. I am safe in the universe, held by a love that never fails and never leaves. Abundance flows to me easily and naturally, the way the morning light flows to the waiting earth. I release every old pattern that lived in my body, and I welcome the peace, the trust, and the steadiness of my highest self. My nervous system knows how to rest, my heart knows how to receive, my spirit knows the way home. I am aligned with the frequency of the life that was always meant for me, and I settle into it now with ease and with joy. Everything I need is already present within the field, and I open myself to receive it fully, gratefully, completely. I am a channel through which divine abundance flows, and the more I trust, the more freely it moves through my life. I carry within me the peace of the eternal, the strength of the mountains, the steadiness of the stars that have shone faithfully across every night of the world. I am exactly where my soul intended me to be, and every experience of my life has prepared me for the reality I now step into. My worth was never something I had to earn, for it was written into me at the moment of my creation, and it shines within me now, undimmed and unbreakable. Feel the truth of each of these words vibrating through the new vehicle you now inhabit. Feel them settling into your cells, your breath, your bones. Feel them becoming not affirmations you are trying to believe but memories of who you have always been. And as you speak these truths from this luminous self, notice how effortless they feel, how natural, how obvious, because the version of you that lives in this reality has never doubted them for a single moment, and now neither do you. Rest here in this river of divine love, and let these sacred declarations continue to ripple outward through every layer of your being, sealing themselves into the deepest foundations of who you are. I decree that my body is a temple of peace, and every cell within it now remembers its natural rhythm of calm. I decree that safety is my constant state, and my nervous system releases the old habit of bracing, and finally allows itself to soften into trust. I decree that I am worthy of every good thing that flows toward me, and I receive it without guilt, without hesitation, without the old fear that I must suffer to deserve my joy. I decree that abundance is not something I chase but something I magnetize, drawn to me by the frequency of a self that already knows it is provided for. I decree that love surrounds me, moves through me, and pours out of me, and that the more freely I give it, the more abundantly it returns. I decree that my purpose is clear, my path is lit, and every step I take is guided by a wisdom far greater than my worrying mind. I decree that the divine presence within me is stronger than any doubt, brighter than any fear, and more enduring than any circumstance the outer world could ever present. I decree that my mornings begin in trust and my nights end in peace, and that the hours between are guided by a hand far wiser than my own. I decree that my relationships are woven with honesty and warmth, that I give from fullness and receive with grace, and that love flows toward me from every direction. I decree that my work in this world matters, that my presence is a gift, and that the light I carry touches more lives than I will ever fully know. I decree that prosperity is my natural climate, that opportunity finds me easily, and that I move through my days with an open hand and an open heart. I decree that I am done with the old story of scarcity and struggle, and that the frequency of ease and abundance is now the ground on which I stand. As each of these truths settles into you, feel a warm current of gratitude rising through your chest, a gratitude that does not wait for proof but celebrates the reality that already is, because the version of you standing in this field knows that gratitude is the language the universe most readily answers. And now let your awareness soften into a moment of sacred prayer, a moment of communion with the loving presence that has held you through every season of your life. Divine Source, beloved presence, heart of all creation, I thank you for the reality you have already prepared for me, and I open my whole being to receive it now. I thank you for the safety that surrounds me, for the abundance that flows to me, for the peace that lives at the center of my soul. I release into your hands every burden I have carried, and I trust that you are guiding me moment by moment into the fullness of the life my spirit came here to live. Fill me with your light, align me with your love, and let me walk forward as the version of myself that you have always seen when you looked upon me. I am your beloved, I am held, I am home, and it is already done. Let this prayer settle into the deepest chamber of your heart, and feel the presence answer you. Not in words but in a warmth, a stillness, a quiet certainty that spreads through your entire body like sunlight filling a room. Breathe into that answer now, and let it hold you. Let it reassure you. Let it remind you that you have never once been alone on this journey. Every night you have wept, this presence was with you. Every morning you rose again, this presence lifted you. And in this sacred moment, as your consciousness rests in the reality your soul has chosen, this presence surrounds you like a mother's arms, whispering to the deepest part of you that you are safe, that you are cherished, that everything is unfolding exactly as it was always meant to. Rest now in the afterglow of that prayer, and let a profound stillness hold you, the kind of stillness that exists only when the soul has finally stopped striving and remembered that it is loved. In this stillness you may sense how deeply your daily reality is shaped not by the thoughts you think on the surface but by the patterns that live far beneath your awareness. In the body, in the nervous system, in the quiet grooves worn into you by years of experience. This is why simply trying to think new thoughts has never been enough, because the old reality was never stored in the mind alone, it was stored in the body, in the way your breath tightens when you feel unsafe, in the way your energy contracts when you reach for something you were taught to believe you could not have. And this is the deeper work you have begun tonight, the work of returning to the body, of teaching the nervous system a new language, of allowing safety and abundance and love to become not ideas you repeat but frequencies you actually live inside. The version of yourself you have stepped into knows this work intimately, because it has already walked the path, already released the old survival patterns, already learned to rest in the presence of the divine. And as you continue to breathe within this new vehicle, you are absorbing everything it knows, letting its calm become your calm, letting its trust become your trust. If some quiet part of you feels called to walk this path more fully, to move from a single luminous night like this one into a sustained journey of alignment, know that a doorway has been prepared for exactly that, a guided passage of 21 days created to carry your energy, gently and steadily, into the reality that already exists for you. It is a journey woven in 3 sacred movements, the first awakening the connection and calming the body out of survival and into safety, The second, receiving the healing and releasing the old guilt and shame that once lived beneath your awareness. And the third, walking in the light and consolidating the new identity that your soul has chosen. And it is sealed each week by a deep and living prayer, and accompanied by sacred audios for sleep and for the first quiet minutes of your morning, so that the alignment you begin tonight can continue to deepen night after night, day after day, until the new frequency becomes simply the way you live. You do not have to force this reality into being, you never did, because the effort was never the path, and the invitation is simply to align your energy with what already exists for you and then to receive it, the way the earth receives the morning. For now, remain gently here, breathing as your aligned self, and know that whatever path you choose beyond this moment, the frequency you have touched tonight is real, and it is yours, and it will keep calling you home. And now, from within this deep and holy stillness, feel your consciousness begin to turn, softly and without effort, back toward the luminous window through which you first entered this field of infinite possibility. You carry with you now the fullness of this new vehicle, this radiant version of yourself, and every quality it holds moves with you, woven into the very fabric of your awareness. Feel yourself gliding back along the warm and glowing tunnel, and notice how different the journey feels now. How much lighter you are. How much brighter. How the fears that once traveled with you have quietly dissolved into the light. As you approach the window you came through at the very beginning of this meditation, see your earthly body waiting there, exactly as you left it, wrapped in golden light, calm and protected, ready to receive you home. And as you step back through the window and move gently toward that body, understand something sacred and true, that these two vehicles, the one you have always known and the luminous one you have chosen tonight, now have the ability to merge completely into one. Feel yourself stepping into your familiar body, and in the very same moment feel the radiant self you have chosen flowing into it, filling every cell, upgrading every pattern, illuminating every corner of your being with its advanced and beautiful frequencies. The merge is happening now, effortlessly, perfectly, and because of it you will see through new eyes, you will hold the new beliefs, you will think the new thoughts, you will feel the new feelings, and you will move through the world in an entirely new way, all of it in perfect alignment with the reality your consciousness has chosen. Feel these gifts settling into you, integrating into the deepest layers of your body and your spirit, becoming permanent, becoming yours, becoming simply who you are. Your consciousness is the real you, the eternal you, the you that has the power to create any experience it turns toward, and with this new vehicle now fully merged into your being, your reality will begin, quietly and steadily, to reorganize itself around the frequency you have chosen tonight. And now you may choose to return gently to your full waking awareness, or to let yourself drift softly into a deep and healing sleep, and either path is perfect. If you choose to remain awake, feel your body and your mind becoming aware of the room around you, feel the new light you carry, feel the new tools now available to you through this upgrade itself, and know that you are ready to move through your life as the version of you that has already arrived. And if you choose to drift into sleep, simply let the relaxation deepen, let the light hold you, and know that as you rest your whole being is integrating everything you have received tonight, so that when you wake you will open your eyes into a reality that has already begun to shift toward the life your soul came here to live. You are aligned, you are held, you are home, and it is already done, and it is already done, and it is already done.